Welcome back, Joseph Kendo here. Today on the gun bench, we have the Red 9, undoubtedly the fan-favorite handgun in Resident Evil 4. This particular handgun stands out from the rest for its mechanics, aesthetics, and upgradability, especially compared to the other handguns of Resident Evil 4, which stand as more modern handgun designs, polymer-framed, higher-capacity magazine-fed semi-automatics. The handguns in Resident Evil 4 come with unique names, as if they were characters. It's a bit of a mystery as to why the development team decided upon a few of the given names. However, for the Red 9, all we need to do is take a closer look. It has a bold red-filled 9 engraved right into the wooden broomstick-shaped grips. Truth is, this wasn't a custom design choice from Capcom. The Red 9 is based off of the revolutionary semi-automatic pistol design of the Mauser C96, which was designed in 1895 and produced from 1896 to 1937. In the midst of World War I, the Imperial German Army contracted Mauser to produce C96 handguns chambered in 9mm. Those guns would go on to be marked with big bold 9s filled in with red in the grips, to keep it distinguishable from the original 7.63 by 25mm or 30 Mauser versions, which is how Capcom ended up with the name Red 9 for this gun. There were also unlicensed copies of Mauser C96s that were manufactured in Spain by Astra during the early 20th century. Those guns were used in both the Spanish Civil War and the Spanish-American War. While the handgun featured in-game is clearly based off of the Mauser-manufactured handgun, that bit of information does, however, play quite fluently with the setting of rural Spain in Resident Evil 4. Technology in these parts are set back generations in the past. Throughout the game, we get a cast of other retro, dated historical weapon designs that prove themselves to be cutting-edge firearms throughout the history of modern combat. As we mentioned earlier, the Red 9 is the 9mm variant of the Mauser C96, and it stands out from the other handguns because of its antiquated design and its available upgrades. One such upgrade that can be added to the Red 9 is a full wood stock, which attaches itself at the back of the grip on the handgun. This modification does exist and was even produced with the early manufacturing of the original C96s. The real stock also functions as a holster for the handgun to slide into from the back. Another feature that was added by the development team was the externally mounted laser module that sits snugly along the barrel. While I can't say we've seen an attachment or modification like this in real life, it could be done with some tinkering. The laser is activated from a pressure pad, which finds itself in place on the left side of the grip. In-game, the Red 9 is one of the more popular choices in Resident Evil 4 playthroughs. That's because this handgun is notably powerful and becomes available to purchase from the merchant relatively early in the game. In the second stage of Chapter 2, it becomes available from the merchant for 14,000 pesetas. If you care to backtrack to the underground tunnels before entering the church, while still in the first stage of Chapter 2, you do get the option to buy the Red 9 then. When buying it from the merchant, he makes it a point to tell Leon what he thinks of the Red 9.
Ah, a choice of an avid gun collector. It's a nice gun, stranger.
When examining the Red 9, the description reads a powerful 9mm handgun, which is very accurate. Speaking of which, let's dive into the Red 9's power factor compared to the second strongest handgun in the game. The Red 9's base damage is tied with the Blacktail at 1.6 firepower. However, when the level 6 upgrade is bought, the Red 9's damage overtakes it, coming in at 3.7 whilst leaving the Blacktail at 3.2. After purchasing all other upgrades available for the Red 9, which should cost 237,000 pesetas, the merchant will let you in on an exclusive upgrade, which costs an additional 80,000. Once the Red 9 achieves the exclusive upgrade, it becomes the most powerful handgun in the game, with a firepower of 6.5, which would make it stronger than all of the shotgun's base damages in the game. The upgrades don't just stop there. There's also the stock, like we mentioned before, which the merchant makes available in Stage 3 of Chapter 2. With the stock attachment, the Red 9 becomes more accurate, which comes from it giving Leon more stability, making the handgun and laser sway a lot less. When examining the stock by itself, its description reads, a stock for the 9mm Red 9 handgun, absorbs and spreads out 80% of the recoil forces for increased shooting stability and comfort. Now, with all of those positives of the Red 9, there has to be some downsides to this gun, right?
Well yeah, sort of.
The Red 9 may have massive damage, great ability to score headshots, and a stock to aid in stability, but the gun itself takes up 8 inventory blocks compared to the other handguns which only take up 6, not including the Matilda. And you also have the stock, which takes up an additional 3 blocks of inventory space. On top of that, the Red 9 also has the slowest rate of fire of the semi-automatic handguns, the slowest reload speed, and the lowest capacity. But if you can look past those cons, the Red 9 is definitely a great choice, especially when it comes to ammo conservation and sheer damage output. Another thing that I wanted to appreciate is that the Red 9 has one of the best gun sounds in gaming history. Its raw power and metallic high tones really make you feel like the Red 9 is more powerful than the other handguns, just by sound alone. Not to mention how intricate the reload sound is too. Seeing Leon place the stripper clip into the gun, load the rounds, and flick the stripper clip out is not only a great reload animation, but the sound really sells it too. In the lands of El Pueblo, a local Spaniard, Sera, plays role as a mysterious companion to Leon. The ladies' man himself gave Leon intel on the location of his rescue subject, Ashley Graham. Luis moved away from the village to pursue a modern life. He moved to Madrid and became a police officer, attributing an experienced background in firearms training. In the back of his waistband, you can find his trusty companion, the Red 9. Leon and Ashley would run into Luis in a small cabin across a bridge, a little ways from the main village. After a brief moment of catching up, Luis and Leon defend the cabin against an angry mob of ganados, while Ashley hides upstairs in a closet.
Okay, it's game time.
Luis fires his Red 9, lining up shots alongside Leon at the attacking ganados breaking through the barricades he set up. He can take care of himself by kicking off ganados from latching onto him, and he also looks out for Leon, even sharing some of his supplies during the fight.
Use this.
Be careful though, if you get Luis mixed up with the other ganados, he will fire back.
Adios, Leon.
With the Red 9 sitting right at home in Resident Evil 4, we wouldn't have it any other way. The handgun's antique design and Resident Evil 4's olden setting just go hand in hand together. Here at the KendoGunShop, we like to get our hands on real-life replicas of the Resident Evil firearms. For the Red 9, we really haven't seen a direct replica other than the Resident Evil 4 miniature metal gun collection. This model comes in a mini attaché case, with the gun being a total of 3 inches long, and it even includes a removable clip and a weapon stats info card. These items were not for sale and were only promotional items given away with PlayStation 2 copies of Biohazard 4 in Japan. As for an airsoft model, we really haven't seen one. There are a few companies that make Mauser C96s as well as Mauser M712s, and you could make your own Red 9 based off of those. However, we haven't seen a direct copy of a Red 9 featuring the engraving in the grip. So, that's it for the venerable Red 9 handgun, an antique piece from the 19th century that still holds its own even in the 21st century. Be sure to check out the KendoGunShop Instagram page at kendo.gunshop, link in the description. If you'd like to help the KendoGunShop expand its business past Raccoon City, feel free to share the video with your friends and help spread the word, or leave a comment on what guns from Resident Evil you'd like to see a video on next. And make sure to come back and visit us at the Gun Shop for more content about the firearms of Resident Evil.